You probably don't want it bad enough. Whatever goals you do want to achieve, if you want it bad enough, you're gonna, number one, be on the way there, or number two, you're gonna be already there. Only those two options. You're either on the way there or already there. Otherwise, you don't want it bad enough. Because think about it. If you wanted it bad enough, you would just get off your ass. You would take any steps required to make the change. Because you know when change happens when the pain of the way you're living right now, it's so unbearable. It's nothing compared to the pain of making the actual change. So when the pain of the way you're living right now exceeds the pain of making the change, that is when you're gonna make the change. But only then, only when you reach that point of energy, are you gonna make change? Are you gonna actually, go all in, take the leap of faith, jump in the cold water? So you can just simplify the process. You probably have ambitions, you probably have goals, things you want to achieve. Let me make it simple for you. So let's consider two things. Number one, you don't want it bad enough. Number two, you want it bad enough. So if you don't want it bad enough, you're gonna make excuses, you're gonna be lazy, you're gonna tell yourself that, this guy has talent, that's why he achieved it, or you're just gonna procrastinate, say you're gonna do it tomorrow, not get the work in, not be consistent with your work, with your goals. So number two, you want it bad enough, you want it more than anything. At this stage, if you truly want it bad enough, you cannot imagine for yourself anything other than this. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna do anything in your power to make that change, to see it through till the end. There is not gonna be any luck involved. There's not gonna be any chance, any what ifs. It's just gonna be action, implementation, learning, mastering your craft, becoming the best at what you do. It's as simple as that. Those two things. There is no third option. So just simplify the process for yourself. I told myself, if I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, maybe I just need to put more work in. Maybe I need to be more consistent. Maybe I convince myself that no matter what, no matter under what circumstance, I will not quit. I will not give up. And that is the mindset that's gonna take you to the long mile. Life is like Fortnite, bro. You know why? It's a battle royale. You're spawned into this world. You're born into this world, and you have nothing. You're born with nothing. And the older you get, the more you have to fend for yourself. The more you have to fight your own battles, to do your own things. And that is when it just gets harder and harder, and you're just gonna have more responsibilities and everything. But it's about last man standing. The person who wins is the last person on the field. And that is exactly what happens in your life. It's last man standing. Who can be most consistent over the longest period of time? That is the winner. That is who's gonna win. The person who's consistent 2 weeks in the entire year versus the person who's consistent every day, even when he doesn't feel like, he just shows up, he's just consistent, he just does the work that he needs to do. Compare those two people, and it's a no-brainer. Who's gonna end up where. So I know you probably wanted to hear a nice message, something that's gonna make you feel good, but this is the truth. You either, number one, you want it bad enough, or number two, you just don't want it bad enough. And if you want it bad enough, then you're not gonna have any problems reaching the goals you want to reach, because you're gonna find a way. You're gonna find a way to make it work. You're gonna realize everything you need to realize, and then that's it. You're just gonna end up finding yourself taking the action that is required, the action that's necessary. Versus number two, not wanting it bad enough. You can't lie to yourself at the end of the day. If you want it bad enough, you'd be on the way there, or already there. So if you tell yourself you want something, you just keep procrastinating, you keep pushing it off, and day after day, you can't seem to get work done, productive work, hours of work. Then even though you convince yourself that you do want this thing, I'm gonna have to tell you the truth, you probably don't want it as bad as you say. Because if you did, like I said before, like I said this 4 or 5 times in this video, you would see it through, you would do whatever it takes to succeed. And that's the thing. When you think about these types of mindsets, you realize it's actually very simple. It actually begins to make a lot of sense. You either want it bad enough or you don't. You either succeed or you quit before you do. You either make excuses or you figure it out before you can. So that's it, man. Just get the work done. Just be proud of yourself. Who do you want to be when you look back, 5 years in the future? When you look back at yourself, do you want to be like, yeah, I was kind of lazy, I pushed things off, I procrastinated, I kind of wanted it, I was just wishing, but at the end of the day, I didn't get any work done? Or do you want to be the guy who's 5 years in the future, I did this, I pushed myself through, I made the best of my situation, I hammered through all the bad things, all the negative outcomes, the obstacles, I just found myself making it out, I didn't leave success to chance. Everything that I wanted and I desired and I dreamed about, I made it happen. So that's it for this video. Sub to the channel. So you can now book your free one-to-one coaching call. First link in the description. So the world is yours. You got this, bro.